Hello, welcome students. Today we are going to start the topic that is the network theorem and the source. Here, the source of electrical power and the network theorem. Now, as you know that the electronics. Now, as per this one, is our electronics subject. So, very first we should know the definition of electronics. The electronics is nothing but it is a branch of engineering. Here you can observe here. Electronics is a branch of engineering that deals with the control of electricity in a vacuum, such as a vacuum tube, in gases or vapor, and in the solid semiconductor material used for transistor and integrated circuit. Okay. So when you are using this particular electricity in the vacuum is nothing but this a one hollow space where the vacuum is filled, and such a vacuum tube you have observed or you have seen the old TV. There is a picture tube. In that picture tube, if you have observed the backside of the picture tube, you may observe one rod. There is a vacuum. In that vacuum, some electrodes are present, some anodes are present. So we have to study that particular rays. Whatever the electrons which is get flown from the anode and generated from that particular thing, it has been passed to the up to this screen. How it is being get passed from the hollow space. That hollow space is being studied by this using vacuum tube. In a gaseous or the vapor and in the solid semiconductor material used for transistor and the integrated circuit. This integrated circuit is nothing but it is the IC. Here in this IC you will observing the one small chip. In a one small chip a large number of a circuit has been introduced. That circuit consisting of diode, resistor, capacitor, okay, the small component which is being used, which is integrated in a one small single chip. The application of the electronics are this. Application of electronics are basically the electrical circuit with a semiconductor device and their associated resistor, capacitor and the inductive component. As earlier I told you, we have to study that particular resistor, capacitor, diode, inductor, all that circuits. Then the semiconductor component is used for the control purpose. Okay, for what it is used? It is used for the control purpose, the amplification or the rectification. Okay students, the semiconductor component is used for control purpose, then it is used for the amplification, or also it is used for the rectification. An electrical circuit can be defined as a path of a flow of a current. Path for current flow. Okay, it is a definition. An electrical circuit can be defined as a path for the electric flow. Now here it is only the introduction of that particular chapter. In this chapter we are going to study the DC source of the power and network, a combination of components such as resistor interconnected in any way. In this topic we are going to study the Kirchhoff law. The two types of the laws are there, the KCL and the KVL law. Then a certain theorems are related with this topic. Okay, that theorem we are going to study in a detail. In a deep we are going to study in this particular topic. Which are the theorems? You have to study the Thevenin's theorem, you have to study the Norton's theorem, you have to study the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, so these are one particular theorems which you have to study for understanding how the current is going to be flow and how we are going to find out the current. Okay, then the concept of electromagnetism also briefly. Okay, the concept of the magnet which is going to be studied in this topic also. Now here the first topic, that is the electrical circuit and the electrical unit. Electricity is an invisible force that can produce the heat, light, motion and many other physical effects. Okay, as you know, we are not able to view the electricity. So the electricity is a one invisible force. We don't know from where. We are not able to observe the electricity, but it flows. Okay, that's why they have given the definition of the electric flow. Okay, so the light, motion and many other effects, that is a physical effect occur The electricity can be explained in the terms of the electrical charge, current, voltage and the resistance. Okay. The electric charge, it is a electric charge is a quantity of electricity. This, the electric charge is a quantity of electricity. The unit of electrical quantity is a coulomb. A coulomb can be defined as the quantity of the electricity passing in a given point in a circuit when a current of 1 ampere is maintained for the 1 second. From your examination point of view, the definition, the Coulomb definition and the electricity definition is very much important. So student, please mark this one. Electric charge, the quantity of the electricity, the unit of electrical quantity is a Coulomb, and the Coulomb definition, it is very much important from your examination point of view. Then the current is the rate of flow of charges. Current is nothing but it is a rate of flow of charges. The unit for the electric current is ampere. It is indicated by capital A. Okay. When the potential difference between the 2 points in an electric current in an electric circuit is 1 volt and the resistance between the point is 1 ohms, the current in that circuit is 1 ampere. According to the particular Ohm's law, you will be getting the definition, and according to the formula V is equal to I into R, then I is equal to V upon R. We are getting that formula. We will study in a day. It is only the theoretical part. That's why I am teaching in this particular way. Then the potential. This potential refers to the possibility of doing the work. Any charges has the potential to do the work of moving another charges by either attraction or the repulsion. Okay. When any one charges is different from the other, okay, there must be the difference of the potential between them. The other charges, there will be the difference in between the both of the twos. The unit for the potential difference is the volt. Here, the unit of potential difference is volt. The volt can be defined as a difference of the potential between the two. It is here when the unit of the potential difference, it is a unit, that is a volt. This volt here is a volt. The volt, it is defined as this. The volt can be defined as the difference of the potential between the two point of a conductor carrying a current of 1 ampere when the power dissipated between these 2 points is equal to 1 watt. Okay. As per from the definition point of view, the volt, the definition of the volt is nothing but it can be defined as a difference of the potential between the 2 points of a conductor carrying a current of a 1 ampere when the power is dissipated between the point, it is equal to 1 watt. Then the resistance, this resistance is the opposition which limits the amount of the current, and that can be produced by the applied voltage. The resistance, it is opposition which limits the amount of the current, and that can be produced by the applied voltage. The unit for the electrical resistance, it is ohms. It is written like this. It is a symbol for this particular ohms to be written. Then from again the point of examination view, the ohms, it is defined as the resistance between the 2 points of a conductor when the potential difference of a 1 volt applied between this point produces the current of 1 ampere, the conductor not being the source of any electromotive force. Okay, it is a definition for the ohms. Only just in this topic you mark out the definition, and from this particular definition in an examination you have to write down the definition itself. Okay students, now if V represents the potential difference in the volt across a circuit having the resistance R, you consider any circuit. In that circuit there is a resistance, there is a voltage source, and the current is going to be marked out. Okay, the current will be in a ampere, the voltage will be in a volt, and the resistance, it is denoted by the R. Here the resistance R, it is in a ohms, carrying the current I in a ampere. So according to the Ohm's law, this Ohm's law, the resistance between the 2 points of any conductor when the potential difference of a 1 volt applied between this point produces the current of 1 ampere. Okay, from this particular definition we come to conclusion that we have this V is equal to I into R. This formula according to them they have said, and this formula is very much important from your examination point of view. And according to that formula we have the voltage, we have the current, we have the resistance. So here V is equal to I into R. Since if you are able to find out the value of a current, then what will the formula? I is equal to V upon R. Here below you may get the value, that is I is equal to V upon R. So from this particular things you are able to solve many number of problems related to this Ohm's law. As in your text, this is the Ohm's law. In your text, in an electric circuit as shown below, this is one type of the circuit which is shown in your book. Here you have being the resistance, the current, they have indicated the path, and the voltage with a plus and minus they have indicated. Whatever the higher potential is there, okay, the circuit, it is a closed circuit. If it is open, means if the resistance is not connected, then this circuit will be called as a open circuit. But now here the resistance is connected, and since you may say that it is a closed circuit, there are the two types of the circuit. Okay, first it is open circuit, and second it is a closed circuit. Open circuit is nothing but this part, nothing is connected, not a resistance, not a capacitor, no any load is connected. We may consider this part as a load. So if it is not connected, means this is open, and since you may say that it is open circuit. But here if any component is attached, there is not able to take out the current outside. It is a closed. Okay, so it is called as a closed loop. In this closed loop circuit, V to produce a I with the R to limit the amount of the current, the circuit provides a mean of using the energy of a battery as a voltage source. Okay, so this circuit gives you the voltage, that is a positive and the negative. This is the voltage source, and in a closed circuit the current they have indicated with the I, and the resistance they have indicated with the R. Okay students, so when you consider this particular total circuit, you have the conclusion, the three important characteristics which is related to the circuit. What is that? There must be the source of potential difference. The first difference from that circuit, it is nothing but the source of potential difference. Second, there must be complete path of a current flow from one side applied to the voltage source through the external circuit and returning to the other side of the voltage source. Okay, then the third number, the current path normally have a resistance. Means at the circuit, if you observe the circuit, here always the current is going to be flow from this particular resistance, means this path, the resistance is present. Due to that, the current path normally have a resistance. Okay, they have indicated that one point, the current path normally have a resistance, because it is very easy to flow from the resistance. That's why they have told that the current normally flows from that particular resistance. This resistance is used for generating the heat or limiting the amount of the current. This resistance is very much important from the whole of the electronics. Okay, because that it resists the flow of electric current, it resists the flow of voltage also. Okay, now as shown in the above figure, the direction of the electrons flown in form of a negative side of the battery. When you are observing that particular circuit through the particular resistance and back to the positive terminal of the voltage source, starting from the positive ends to the again negative and to the positive. So it is the complete flow. The direction of moving the positive charge is namely called as the positive terminal of the battery, through the resistance R, the battery consisting of the internal resistance which is indicated by the small r, back to the negative terminal of the battery and is considered to the conventional direction of a current. You should be able to know from where the current is going to be flow from that particular voltage and where it is going to meet. From the higher potential to the lower potential, current is going to be flown. From where? From the resistance. Okay, and then again it meets the voltage to the negative part and then the cycle goes. And due to that particular cycle, you may know that, able to understand that how the path of the current is set. Okay, below, here above that circuit, we observe the circuit. Here in this circuit, this path, which is this path, this one path, this is the path, and due to this particular path, again it is going to be meet in this negative and then again the positive. Here the cycle goes like this. What is the path current is going to be travel? The resistance, this component. From this component the current is going to be flow and again it tries to meet to the this particular voltage source. Okay students, so it is very much simple. Just for a part they have given how the flow of the current it is going to be occurred. Then the source of electrical power, before that one they have given one particular unit. Okay, along that the SI unit, you have the multiple higher unit and the sub multiple fraction unit are also called as. The high units are tera. This is the tera. It is indicated with a T, which is having 10 to the power 12. Then giga, it is indicated with a G. It is having 10 to the power 9. Then mega, it is indicated by M. It is, will give you 10 to the power 6. And kilo, it is indicated by K, gives you the value that is 10 to the power 3. The sub multiple units are milli, micro, nano, pico. These are all the sub multiple units. Okay, means it is related. When it is using the milli, means it is a m, 10 to the power minus 3. Micro, it is a symbol for the micro, 10 to the power minus 6. Nano, small n, 10 to the power minus 9. And the pico, small p, 10 to the power minus 12. So these are the sub multiple units of this particular SI form. Okay, so here they have given the example also. If you have to convert that particular megahertz into the simple hertz, this M it is indicated by this mega. Okay, this is the M. Okay, it is the M, means it is the mega. What is the value for the mega? 10 to the power 6. So they have written here 1 mega ohms, means you will get the value 1 into 10 to the power 6 hertz. Okay, so here you will be observing 10 to the power 6 hertz. If it is 1 microfarad, here you are getting the microfarad value. You know that 10 to the power minus 6 is related with the micro. Then if you have to convert only in the farad, then 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad. Okay, means the value is being put by this particular micro and here the farad value has been assigned. Likewise, the 1 milliwatt is 10 to the power minus 3 volt, 2 kilos is 10 to the power 3, 2 into 10 to the power 3 ohms. Okay, this much in your examination may be going to ask. The next part, that is the source of electrical power. This source supplies the power to the load. The voltage source maintains the current in a circuit. There are two types of the sources. As discussed previously, there are the two types of the sources. One is the AC and second is the DC. The AC is nothing but it is an alternate current, and DC it is nothing but the direct current. The AC source, which is related, or the voltage, okay, the alternating current or the voltage between the positive and the negative polarity are varying in amplitude with the time. Okay, what is the amplitude, what is the time, how it is going to be vary? It is whole related with the AC. Okay, and alternating voltage sources periodically reverses or reverse the polarity. How it is being getting the reverse, we will see. Okay, but for your, now for your convenience only you have to keep this portion in your mind. Okay, the example of that particular AC source, it is alternator an oscillator or a signal generator. By using this particular alternator, oscillator and the signal generator, we are able to generate the waves, and that waves, it is nothing but it is a sine wave. Okay. From that particular sine wave, how the alternating value, how the positive to negative has been get occurred, this thing we will be observing in the AC sources. So AC source, alternator, oscillator and the signal generator. The alternator is nothing but it is a machine which is used for producing the alternating current by rotating the shaft of the alternator. The sinusoidal alternating voltage is generated across its terminal. The alternator are used in the electric power station. This statement, it is very much important. Most of the student in a 12th standard, now you are in 11th standard, but in the 12th standard, one question is asked by the external. The alternator is used dash. Okay, so your answer may be in a electric power station. Okay, students. Second, they have given that is a oscillator and a signal generator. An oscillator is a device. This oscillator is a device which converts the direct power into the alternating power. The oscillator is nothing but it is a main part of the signal generator. How the signal is going to be generated, it is the main part. The signal generator produces the AC signal at its input. Okay, the voltage and the frequency of the AC signal can be varied. Along with the particular waves, the signal generator can provide the square, triangular, sawtooth and the rectangular pulses waveform also. This signal generator or the oscillator, in an alternator only the waves which is observed by you, that is a sine wave, but here the signal generator has particular different waves, produces or provides a different wave, that is a square, triangular, then a sawtooth, then rectangular pulses. These are all the waves which is being get generated by this oscillator and the signal generator. These signals can be used to test the working of a different electronic circuit such as amplifiers. Okay, as the definition for the amplifier, from that wherever the low signal is there, if you want to amplify, means in a large quantity of the value, then this amplifier has been used. And might think that you know in your home also there is an amplifier. If you want to convert the low to high, then the amplification is required. So due to that particular amplification, there is one transistor. Transistor is nothing but it is a 3-terminal device. Due to that particular transistor, the amplification is possible. How it is possible, we will see in the topic. Okay. Then comes the second, that is a DC source. The flow of charges in just one direction. The alternating current, it is having a different directions. Means it will move to the 0 to 90 degree value, then 90 to 180, then 180 to 270, 270 to 360, means a total one cycle will be get occurred. But in the DC, only the one straight line is there, means it is having only the one direction. Okay, when we draw the one straight line, you may say that it will be the DC. Okay, in our electronics. Okay, it is it is an electrical part. So if we are able, then the DC signal, so the reason for the unidirectional current is that the DC source maintains the same polarity of the output voltage. What are the input values being get observed, the same output will be getting here. So the value does not change. Okay, the value for that particular voltage, the value for the particular current and value for the amplitude, it does not change. Example, it is a battery, DC generator and a rectifier. So it is also get connected with this particular formation of a battery, the DC generator and the rectifier. Okay, the battery is nothing but it is a group of a cell. The different cells have been attached in the battery, and it generates the electric energy from the internal electrical reaction. Okay, the cell consists of two different conducting material called as an electrode immersed in an electrode. Okay, students? So you mark that one. The cell consists of two different conducting material called as an electrode immersed in the electrolyte. Due to that, the production of ions and the free electrons, the electrode have a difference of a potential that provides the voltage output from the cell. Either the cell may be the primary or it may be the secondary. We are using that particular cell as a primary or the secondary cell. This cell used in the torch or primary type. The primary cell cannot be recharged. The simple cell, the primary cell, it cannot be recharged. The nickel cadmium cell and the lead sulfide cell acid weight cell are of a secondary type. Okay, these cells can be recharged for many times. Which are the cell? Nickel cadmium cell and the lead sulfuric acid weight cell are of a secondary type. Okay, this is the cell. Just 1 minute. This is the cell. If you are able to observe this one, this is the cell which is being get recharged many times. Then this cell you will be observing in a battery, wherever there is a laptop. In that laptop there is a battery. Here this cell is used, so it may be recharged many times. Also in a small toys also, the cell which is used for recharging, this is the cell, the small cell. It is a nickel cadmium cell. The same thing it is being used. You will be observing here. Then the DC generator. This DC generator will give you, it is similar to that of the alternator. Okay students, when a shaft is rotated, which shaft? The rotating shaft is rotated, the specific by the external agencies such as a steam turbine. Okay, agencies to the spin turbine or the water turbine, the voltage of the rated value can be produced. Generally, the DC generator gives the higher voltage and the power than the battery. Okay. Then comes the rectifier. The rectifier converts an alternating current into the direct current, means AC to DC. The rectifier converts the AC current, that is alternating current, to the direct current, that is a DC. The AC input is obtained from the domestic main supply. Which is the domestic main supply? In your home also there is a board. In that board there is a plug. From that plug we are able to observe the 230 volt. So it is a basic thing. That's why they have given here. The obtained from the domestic main supply. The battery eliminator, which is the type of the rectifier and can be used as a DC power supply for the transistor radio or the amplifier. You have the amplifier, you have the radio in your home also. That conversion, okay, whatever may be the conversion after 230 volt, the medium which is being used inside that particular amplifier or in the radio, the output you are getting in a amplified form. Okay, so the rectification, due to that particular rectification, it is possible. Means a large value of the current is being transferred to the low, or to the low to the high. The amplification from low to high, and the rectifier converts the value from the AC to DC. Okay students?